We have questions here to solve on the board under division. And these problems I have is just to teach you something very important so that you don't waste your time when you see such kind of division problem. Just imagine I give you two numbers, okay? I say you should divide one by the other one. And the numbers end with 0. Maybe their last digit, are you following right, is 0. How are you expected to do such division? That is the main reason for these questions I have on the board. So I'll be very fast in solving them so that we can move on to other important questions on division, right? So we have question 1, divide 950 by 10. How do we solve the problem? Solution to question number 1, we have 950, we are dividing it by 10. When I'm doing division, I prefer using this division sign all over. Is that okay? Now you notice that 950, the last digit is 0. Is that not so? And also you notice that the denominator, 10, the last digit there is also what? 0. So what you do is simple. Since the last digit of both numbers is 0, cancel off the zeros you have there. So this we cancel this. Are you following right? They go off. It happens when the numbers end with 0. So this will give us 95 over 1. 95 over 1. When you divide any number by 1, look at it up. So you can copy it into your notes. Any number divided by 1 is equal to that number. So if I have 95 divided by 1, my answer will be 95. So I will conclude, therefore, 950 divided by 10 equals 95. That's how simple I'm done with solution to question number 1. Let's move on to number 2. In number 2, we are required to share 52,000 naira among 100 pupils. 52,000 naira to be shared among 100 pupils. Now, when you are told to share 52,000 naira, you know that sharing simply means division. Is that not so? The arithmetic operation we use for sharing is division. And so we are going to have 52,000 divided by 100. That's what we're going to get. Are you following right? And 52,000 divided by 100. Now you notice that the numerator 52,000, the last digit is 0, denominator 100, the last digit is also 0, so cancel them off. This will go with this. Now we have 5,200 as the numerator, as our dividend, and the denominator we are left with 10. Now you notice that the numerator 5,200, the last digit is 0, our denominator 10, the last digit is also 0. Cancel them off. So this goes with this. Now this will be left with 520 divided by what? 1. And again, remember, if you divide any number by 1, you are going to get that number. I will conclude, therefore, sharing 52,000 naira among 100 pupils, each person will take 520 naira. So we have 520 naira each. Now we are moving on to question number 3. We are asked to evaluate 700 divided by 100. I know you are smiling now, is that not so? Because the answer of that question is 7, straight on. And in fact, question 4, we have to solve 2,100 divided by 10. And I know you've gotten the answer. That is 210, 210. But anyway, let's just write them out on the board. Question 3, evaluate 700 divided by 100. Evaluate simply means solve and get the answer of this thing, you know. So I'm going to write 700 divided by 100. Now you notice that the last digit in 700 is 0. In the denominator, the last digit is also what? 0. So you're going to cancel them off, alright? Now we are left with 70 in the numerator. That's our dividend is 70. The denominator is 10. Now 70, the last digit is 0. 10, the last digit is also what? 0. Cancel them off. And so this will now give us 7 divided by 1, which I'll conclude by saying 700 divided by 100. The answer will give me 7 over 1, and 7 over 1 is 7. We are moving on to question number 4. Question number 4, we have to solve 2,100 divided by 10. Once again, you will notice that 2,100, the last digit is 0, that's the numerator. The denominator is 10, the last digit is also 0, so you cancel the last digits. This gives us 2,000, this gives us 210, 210 divided by 1, which of course will give us 210. I can conclude, 2,100 divided by 10, the answer is equal to 210 over 1, which of course is the same as 210. This is how simple we solve problems like this, where the numerator, its last digit is 0, the denominator, the last digit is also 0. Just cancel them out. But like I said, it's only applied to a case where the last digit is 0. Please don't do something like this. Whenever the last digits are the same, so we'll cancel them out. You now say that, so if I give you 252 divided by, let's say 22, then you now say, what I will do, I'll just cancel this one because they end with 2. Don't do that for something like this. You only cancel out if the last digit is what? 0. And that happens if the last digit of numerator and denominator is 0. That is when you cancel out. Let us move on to other important questions. Yes, on division. Are you following? Question number 5. We are going to solve question number 5 and 6. We already solved question 1 to 5, where we just played around. Those were not real division problem. The real deal has begun. And the first question we'll have here is to divide 13,280 by 20. So how do we go about it? Anyway, when I say the real deal has started, it doesn't mean that it is difficult. It's not difficult, it's simple. Alright, so we go. Solution to question number 5. I'm going to write out the number 13,280. So I will space a little, something like this. Now you'll notice I gave gaps, between the digits. The reason is this. If I'm dividing by that 20, if there is a remainder at any point and I need to attach it somewhere, I will see a space to attach it. Don't worry, as I work on that, you'll see. Now looking at this number given to me, I notice that the numerator 13,280, the last digit is 0, so it ended with 0 there. And then the denominator, that's the divisor, is 20, and it ended with 0 as well too, so I can cancel out the last digit, which is 0 there, just like we did in question 1 to 5. This will go off. Now what do I have left? Look at what I have here now is 1,328 divided by 2. This is what is left. Now the denominator is not 1. The divisor here now is not 1. If it was 1, just like we did in question 1 to 5, we will say that the answer of this is 1,328. But the denominator is not 1, it is 2. So we need to divide further. And because the denominator is 2, I'll quickly go to 2 times table. I will go to 2 times table because it's the knowledge of 2 times table that I will use in getting my answer here. So let us go and see. Watch as I do this. I will start picking the digits in the numerator one after the other and then dividing it by the denominator 2. So we go. The first digit in the numerator is 1. That is the highest place value. Alright, so I'm going to do 1 divided by 2. Since I am dividing 1 by 2, I'll cancel that 1. But look at something, 1 over 2. A small number to be divided by a bigger number is not possible. Are you following, right? So this is what we do. Because you cannot divide 1 by 2, you say that the answer is equal to 0. That 0 means 2 cannot divide 1. Are you following, right? That 0 means you have small number to be divided by 2. Oh no, it's not going to work. So the answer will be 0. There will be remainder. The remainder is that same small number that you could not divide by the bigger number. I'm going to give you a quick example. Imagine that you have 1 marker and you say that 2 students should go and share the marker. When the 2 students go, they see only 1 marker. They cannot share it, they can't pick it one. It's just only 1 marker. Will they break it? It's not done. We are not allowed to break anything. So, because the 1 marker is not enough for them to pick it 1, 1, are you following, right? They will come back to me and tell me that they saw only 1 marker. They cannot share it. They cannot divide it. Smaller number to be divided by 2 of them is not possible. So they will come to me or come back to me empty-handed. That empty-handed means 0. Now, how many of the marker will be left? 1 marker will still be left there. So the remainder will be that same 1 because they didn't share it. Are you getting me right? They didn't divide it. That's the meaning of this. Therefore, 1 divided by 2 is 0. The remainder is 1. So what do you do with the remainder? Attach it to the next digit. Attach it to the next digit. This thing I just did here is very important. Please take notes. Yeah, somebody could have said, why not just pick 13 together and divide, since 1 cannot be divided by 2. Don't worry, when I solve question number 6, you will thank me for doing this. So once again, let us go. I started with this, 1 divided by 2. We said it's not possible because you have small number to be divided by bigger number. So the answer will be 0. The remainder will be that same smaller number, that numerator that you could not divide by the denominator. So that remainder, you attach it to the next digit because you have another digit there. That makes it 13. You attach it in front. So that makes it 13. So you're now going to do 13 divided by the denominator 2. So let me cancel that. 13 divided by 2. I'll go to 2 times table and ask myself, how many times can 2 divide 13? Now if you go to 2 times table, 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. And now you are dividing 13. 13 is between 12 and 14 in 2 times table. So you pick the smaller one, which is 12. 2 times what give you 12? 2 times 6. Are you following, right? So it means that 2 can divide 13 6 times. Or you can say 13 divided by 2 will go 6 times. But it is not 6 times exactly. We need to get our remainder. How do we get our remainder? I'm going to show you something and you have to copy it into your notes. Alright? Look at it above. To get remainder, it is equal to what you divided, which is the numerator, minus open bracket, what you got. That is the number of times the division took place. Are you following, right? Then times the denominator, times the divisor that are using to divide. Once again, let us go. Remainder is equal to what you divided, minus open bracket, what you got, times the number you are using to divide, which is the divisor. So let us apply it here. How do I get the remainder if I do 13 divided by 2? Because you say from 2 times table, 13 divided by 2 is 6 times. So it is going to be what I divided, which is 13. Be looking at it from that formula there. You have to write it down in your notes. The remainder, let us say R is equal to 13 that I divided minus the whole number of times, which is 6. Because 2 divided 13 6 times. Then times that denominator 2 that I'm using to divide. If you work out this, finish with the bracket first. 6 times 2 is 12. 13 minus 12 will give you 1. So the remainder will be 1. Attach it to the next digit. Attach that remainder 1 to the next digit. Now that gives us 12. There's an answer. Then you do 12 divided by 2. Let me cancel that. 12 divided by 2 is 6 times from 2 times table. Good. There is no remainder. I divided it exactly. Then finally, we have 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2, if you go to 2 times table, 2 times 4 will give you 8. So if you divide 8 by 2, your answer is going to be 4. There is no remainder. After dividing the last digit 8, there was no remainder. And because there is no remainder, you will come to the denominator and cancel it out. Divide that 2 by 2. If you divide 2 by that same 2, you get 1. Remember, I am dividing this 2 by itself because when I did the last division, this last digit 8 divided by 2 gave me 4 exactly. There is no remainder. Therefore, you have to divide this denominator also by itself to get 1. I am done with the division because you have 0.664 over 1 now. That gives us equal to 0.664 over 1. That's 0.664. That 0 does not mean anything. There is no decimal point after this 0. There is no decimal point. So 0.664 is the same as 664. I've told you this in our past classes before. So I'm going to write 664 divided by 1. And what is the answer of dividing something by 1? If you divide a number by 1, I told you, it is going to be that same number. So let us conclude. Therefore, if you give me 13,280 to be divided by 20, my answer is going to be 664. It is like I wasted time on this question. It's for real good. Replay and rewatch this solution again and again. I will not be this slow. I will not spend much time like I did on this question when solving other questions. And don't forget how I told you remainder is always gotten. To obtain remainder, it is what you divided, which of course is the numerator part, minus, you open brackets, what you got, which is the whole number of times the denominator divided what you are dividing in the numerator, then times the denominator that you are using to divide. That is a fast way of getting your remainder. Solution to question number 6. I'm going to be fast in solving that. 735. Right, I'm dividing it by 7. 735 divided by 7. Now take a look at this. 735 divided by 7. The last digit is not 0. So you're not cancelling out any last digit there. Are you following? Let us divide and see what we are going to get. Step by step. Remember, it is short division. So we go. This 7 in the numerator, the first digit, divided by the denominator 7. If 7 divides this 7, that is this denominator, if it divides this one on top, which is still the same as this numerator 7 divided by this 7, you're going to get 1. I'm working with 7 times table now, because I'm dividing by 7, you go to 7 times table. So that will be ones. No remainder. We go to the second digit. 3 divided by 7. 3 divided by 7. Small number divided by a bigger one. It is not possible. So you're going to record 0. You see that's what I told you, right? That is why I did it here. Because some may just look at this. Some people doing division might look at this and say, okay, 3 divided by 7 is not possible. They will quickly go and attach this 5 and get 35. Then they will do 35 divided by 7, which will be 5. And if you do that, eventually you'll be wrong in this question. So please remember to take it step by step. 3 divided by 7. It's not going to work out that way. Small number divided by big number. It's not possible, so you record 0. Let's say it's 0 times. The remainder will still be that small number that could not be divided by the bigger one. Are you following, right? So the remainder is 3. I'm going to attach the 3 to this 5. I'm going to attach the 3 to this 5. Are you seeing it, right? I'm going to show you why the remainder is 7. Let me do that quickly. Remember, I told you to get remainder, it is what you divided. I divided 3, so I'm going to write 3. Minus the number of times the division happened. 3 divided by 7, we say it is 0 time because it's not possible. So you're going to say 0. Then you multiply by the denominator you are using to divide. Watch this and see. 0 times 7, always finish up with the bracket first. 0 times 7 is 0. So this will give you 3 minus 0. And 3 minus 0 is equal to 3. So you see how I got the remainder. That remainder, which is 3, you attach it to the next digit. But the whole process is simple. A smaller number divided by any bigger number is always 0. Remainder, that smaller number in the numerator, which could not divide. Are you following, right? So we now move on to the last part. This is 35 now. So you do 35 divided by 7. So let me cancel this. 35 divided by 7. If you go to 7 times table, 35 divided by 7 is 5. Because 5 times 7 will give you that 35. Now when I divided the last digit part, that is 35, by 7, I got 5 exactly. There was no remainder. The last division did not give us any remainder. Therefore, you will also go and divide the denominator by itself. You do 7 divided by 7, you get 1. So do you see that this is equal to 105 divided by what? 1. And anything divided by 1 is that same number you know. Therefore, 735 divided by 7, your answer is 105. And that is how we solve this question. Let us go ahead once more, pick another question and solve. Let us conclude this section A, that's the first section of this division involving whole numbers without leaving a remainder, by solving these two questions, number 7 and 8. Question number 7, 3,900 divided by 13 equals dash. So let us find out how we go about solving this question. We are dividing 3,900 by 13. So we need 13 times table. Start thinking about that. 3,900 over 13. So we need to go to 13 times table. Now, the last digit of this numerator, this dividend, 3,900, ends with 0. But if you look at this denominator, the denominator is 13. The last digit is not 0. So you don't cancel anything. Please, don't cancel this 0 in the numerator, the last digit there, because it ends with 0. You don't do that. Remember, you only cancel the last digit 0 if the numerator and denominator end with 0. But that is not the case here. So we need to go and start dividing, alright, one by one. That's one of the digits at a time. Let us go. In the numerator, we have 3 as the first digit. 3 divided by 13. So this is going to give us 0 remainder 3. You know, small number divided by a bigger number will be equal to 0 remainder that small number. So that remainder 3, I will attach it here. And of course, remember also how we get our remainder. You can work on it if you want, saying that remainder is equal to what you divided. In this case, is 3. Okay, then minus what you got. How many times did the division happen? 0 times. Then multiply by what you are using to divide, which is the denominator. 0 times 13 would give you 0. So that this is 3 minus 0. And of course, you get your remainder as 3. I hope it makes sense, right? Now we have 39. Divide that 39 by 13. So we have 39 divided by 13. So we will have to go to 13 times table and ask ourselves, how many times can 13 divide 39? And to get that answer, you find out a number you will multiply by 13 to get 39. And this is where you were taught multiplication. This is 2-digit number we're using to divide 13. So if you check multiplication table of 13, even if you don't have it at heart, you can work it out quickly. 13 times 2 will give you 26. Then check for 13 times 3. Because what you are dividing is 39, not 26. So you move down again. 13 times 3. Let me show you quickly. It's going to be 39. 13 times 3. You know, that's why you learned distance and units, you know, place value multiplication. Under part 3 of basic arithmetics, of course, I have already encouraged you and advised you to go back and rewatch that video lesson in multiplication if you still have any challenge. Now, 3 times 3 will give you 9. And 3 times 1 will give you 3. So you notice that 13 times 3 is equal to 39. If this is the answer of multiplying 13 by 3, it means the answer 39 divided by 13, you will get 3. Are you following, right? Good. So from here, we have that 39 divided by 13 is equal to 3. We go again. We have 0. 0 divided by 13 will give you 0. Please take note. 0 divided by any number is equal to 0. Look at it. You can copy it into your notes. 0 divided by any number is equal to 0. But please take note. It is not the same as any number divided by 0. Any number divided by 0 does not exist. In fact, that is not a number. Are you following, right? So don't go mistake that one with this one. 0 divided by any number is equal to 0. But like I said, any number divided by 0 does not exist. That thing is not a number. Anyway, we are not going to talk about that. So we move on. 0 divided by 13 equals 0. And again, this 0 divided by 13 will also give us 0. Now, if you look at this, after doing the last division, this 0 divided by 13, there was no remainder. The last division did not give us any remainder. Therefore, you come to the denominator and divide 13 by 13 as well too. 13 divided by 13 will give you 1. So this is equal to 300 divided by 1. Remember, 0, 300. This 0 does not mean anything. I've explained that before. There is no decimal points after this 0. So forget about this. This is just 300 over 1. Therefore, 3,900 over 13. The answer is equal to 300 over 1, which is simply 300. Let us pick our last question and look at the solution now. This is 3,256 divided by 8. 3,256 divided by 8. Good. So we move on straight to divide. Let's see what we're going to get. 3 divided by 8. Small number divided by bigger number. It is not possible to say, of course, the answer is 0 remainder. That small number you are dividing. So we have 0. The remainder is 3. Attach the 3 to this 2. The next digit, attach it in front here. You get 32. Divide that 32 by 8. 32 divided by 8. Remember, to get the solution of this, you need to go to 8 times table because the denominator is 8. So 8 times table will help us. 32 divided by 8. If you go to 8 times table, 8 times 3 is equal to 24. You have to move further because you are dividing 32. So you do 8 times 4. 8 times 4 will give you 32. Are you following, right? If 8 times 4 is equal to 32, it means 32 divided by 8 will give you 4. I'm going to write that here. Now, we have 5 divided by 8. There is no remainder when you divided 32 by 8. No remainder. Now, you move on to the next digit. 5 divided by 8. 5 is smaller than 8. So, if you do 5 divided by 8, the answer will be 0 remainder 5. Attach that 5 remainder to this 6. You get 56. You can find out how we got the remainder to be 5. Remember the formula. And what is the formula? See that there? Remainder is equal to what you divided, which is the dividend or the numerator part you divided, minus open bracket, what you got, which is this 0 time now, for example. What you got when you divided, then times the denominator that you're using to divide. If you do that here, you get the remainder to be 5. And again, I've always said that. So you don't even need to bother yourself when you are dividing smaller number by bigger number. Answer is always 0 remainder, that smaller number. Okay, we have 56. Let's divide 56 by 8. 56 divided by 8, you go to 8 times table, and quickly you find out that 8 times 7 is equal to 56. Which means 56 divided by 8 is equal to 7. So I'm going to put my 7 here. Now, if you look at, this is the last division, 56 divided by 8. And we got 7. 7 exactly. There is no remainder. Therefore, I will go to the denominator and divide that 8 by itself. 8 divided by 8 will give us 1. And so this is equal to 407 divided by 1. We can now conclude, therefore, if you are to divide 3,256 by 8, 3,256 divided by 8, the answer is equal to 407 divided by 1, which is the same as 407. So this is how we handle this problem. And of course, we are done with this section of division. Make sure you watch the videos, copy the lesson notes just below the video. In our next class, what are we looking at? The second section of division, where you will learn how to carry out division of whole numbers with last remainder. Is that okay? I hope to meet you in our next class. Do take very good care of yourself.